I was also hoping to find young people that maybe think differently, are working on cool, like ambitious projects. And maybe it was a few weeks ago, I found your personal website through that. And you were working on a bunch of different like extracurricular activities, and it was just a pretty cool medium of self-expression. Could you share a little bit about who you are and also your upbringing?
I guess I would have a very nomadic upbringing. I left Korea when I was 2. And then I went to the States. I went to Chicago for a few years. So I grew up there for around 4 or 5 years. And when I was starting primary school, I actually went to Colombia in South America, in Bogota. I stayed there for around 4 or 5 years, I would say.
Wow.
So that's where I got my first formal education, I would say. That's when Spanish was basically my first official language. So I stayed there for around 4 or 5 years, and that's where I grew up. And after that, I went back to the States for 1 more year for like my 5th grade or 6th grade. And then I actually went to China, to Weihai specifically. It's a city in the Shandong province. And then after 2 years there, I then went to another city called Qingdao. That's another city in the Shandong province. So I stayed in China for around 5-6 years. So just been moving way too much.
And are you open to sharing, like, in terms of the reasons why you moved from Korea to the States, from the States to Bogota, from Colombia to China, etc.?
I don't know if it was because of some sort of like agenda, like maybe a multicultural person. I think it was mostly just because my dad's business. He had offices set up in Colombia as well as in the States and such. I don't know the details of the calculus in his mind of like what drove him to like open up those offices there, but I think it was mostly just because my dad's business.
I see.
People always ask me, it's either you are a missionary or either you are a businessman or either you're a diplomat. But then my dad was just a businessman, I would say.